Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in the room, as they would say. Come on in the room. And today I am coming on with a word. I'm coming on with a message that has been put into my heart to give out to you guys. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. I became ordained. So I'm now officially in the ministry. Amen to that. However, let me say this quickly. I will not be behind anyone's pulpit. It's not time. And we're going to leave it at that. If you don't understand what I'm saying, that's good because it's not time, right? My message for today is release and retrieve. Release and retrieve, right? Why am I saying release and retrieve? Let's start it. So I know a lot of you have heard the term be still. I've spoken to someone the other day and she said, be still. Felt the words be still to her felt as if God was telling her, don't move. And I had to break it down to her because that's not what be still is. And I'm going to break it down for my generation. I say this because we got our old heads who feel like we come in and we change the narrative. But baby, the Bible is the Bible. But we got to walk. We got to change with society. We're not changing what it means. We just have to make it to where we can relate to it, right? So when God says be still, and let me stop for a second, because if you've been on here, if you've been following my page, I got notes. So if I'm looking away, I got notes. Like I say, I love to write and I got kids. So my mind might go left. So, all right. So when God says be still, a lot of you take that as don't move. God wants me to stay right here, you know, but faith without work is dead. Some work got to be put in order for things to change, in order for things to happen. So when God say be still, he's telling you that you need to stay still and focus, right? When you're not elevating, it's because you're doing a whole lot of moving. You're doing a whole lot of, things you shouldn't be doing. You're not focused and you're not understanding what's going on, God. My pay didn't go up. I didn't get that promotion, this and that. We talked about it, but you haven't. You're not focused. And sometimes we want things and we're not ready. We'll get into that. But as of right now, be still. Be still so that you can focus. When you're focused, when you have tunnel vision, things start to come. True story. I'm a living witness. Things start to happen in your life that you will not understand. We were taught as young kids to never question God. Don't ask why. And I used to, and I'm telling you, just last year, I was like, why? But we cannot ask God why. The real question is when, right? When is this going to happen? When, will things start to change? When will I wake up and realize that, hey, God gave it to me? It's right there, right? It's because you're not focused. When you're focused, you start to see, you start to appreciate, you start to become more grateful. You start to become humble because you realize it's already there. It was already put there. But because you're not focused, you missed it. You're continuing to miss it. Right? You got to get your mind right. The saying, everyone can't go with you, is true. If you are someone who doesn't believe that, if you're someone who says, oh, Lisa, I'm an empath, and I don't care because I'm an empath. And what I learned in this past year is to be empathetic for me, right? What about me? What about the things I want? What about the change that I am looking for in my life? What about my elevation? Right? What about my bills? Okay? What about my feelings? Be an empath for yourself. Focus. Why am I saying release and retrieve? When you release those demons, when you release that negative energy, when you release that doubt, when you release that, you then start to retrieve your blessings. Don't be afraid to let people go. Oh my God. I can stay on this subject for 10 hours if I wanted to. Don't be afraid to let people go. Ask yourself, what benefit does this person, these people, this energy, what benefit does it have in your life if you are still where you were 5 years ago? You didn't move. You are literally being still. You did not move. The objective in life is to move. The same way y'all book trips, travel to see different states. You want to travel within your life. You want to have different moments within your life. You want to have testimonies within your life. You want to be able to go back and say, I went through that. You want to be able to help the next person because you went through that. You are living testimony. Till this day, I've met people who don't really have a testimony because they were too still. You have to let people go. It's okay. Nobody says you got to call them and say, listen, I can't talk to you no more. You don't have to be rude. I have told people where I'm going in my life is going to require change. It's going to require tunnel vision. It's going to require a lot of things that I know you're not into yet. You're not ready for yet. When you are ready, I'll be right here. But as of right now, we just can't mingle. It's okay. A real friend, somebody who genuinely is for you, is going to understand that. I'll be there. You think I got a whole lot of friends? I don't. I promise you I don't, because I'm real. People don't want real. They don't want real. They want whatever society is giving. They want the trends. Release those people and start to retrieve your blessings. It happens quickly. The retrieving of the blessings happen quickly. Okay? First step, I'm gonna get you there. If you really ready to elevate, I'm gonna get you there. First step, taking accountability. A lot of people, I was one. That's what I told y'all. I've been listening. I'm not gonna tell you nothing I can't relate to. But a lot of people lack accountability. And a lot of people don't know that is the first step to changing your ways. Not getting on Facebook saying, I'm about to change. Not calling your family and friends and say, I'm about to change. No. Taking accountability within yourself. I was wrong. I'm not where I'm at because of me, the choices that I've made. Choices got consequences. Whether they're negative, whether they're positive, they all got consequences. And some of those choices that we made is the reason why we're where we're at now. But it's okay. That's your testimony. Stem off of that. Release that energy. Release those people. And some of us have negative energy within ourselves. So when I say release, baby, I mean release it all. Repent. Pray. Ask God to take whatever it is in you out that you don't want in you. Take that negative energy out of you. If you desire to change, if it's truly something you want, you would do it. You don't have to announce it. You don't have to announce it. Get right with God. Take accountability within yourself first and watch. Watch how your world would change. And I'm going to say this quickly. A lot of people wonder why they're not in certain places. And I'm going to tell you, because you're genuinely not good people. Didn't expect that one. You're generally not a good person. Take accountability. Ask God to take that out of you. Take it out of you. Because you don't have to be that way. Ask yourself why you are that way. Who raised you? to be that way. We all got a past, baby, but we don't have to stay there. It's called past for a reason. Realizing who is for you and who isn't. A word. Realizing who is for you and who isn't. Mama may clap. Mama may smile. That doesn't mean mama supports what you're doing. That doesn't mean that mama is for you. That doesn't mean that cousin, friend, uncle, grandma is for you. And it's okay to say that that is what it is. Sometimes you got to cut them off. But you can't sit back and say, oh God, I don't understand why I had to cut that person off. Don't question why. Don't question. Let me tell you something. Psalm 141 to 143. You read those verses every single night and people are going to fall out of your life. Oh God. Oh God. I would be lying. I will be sitting here lying if I say it didn't work. It works. People will stop calling. People will stop texting. People will stop coming by. We walk in the street. People will stop speaking. And some of us, it bothers us. Wait a minute. I know she just walked past me and not speak. Don't worry about it. God is putting something on you. God is putting something in your life that other people see that you haven't seen yet. Take it. Take it as a release. Take it. It's okay. Take it as a release and say, hey, that's okay. I'm going to go home and pray for her. Maybe she's going through something. Or take it for what it really is. They never was for you. Understanding that you have to let go and let God. A lot of times we want to get in our own way, baby. Move. You're not writing this book. You're just a character, right? You're just a character in this movie. Move and let God get you to the next episode. Move. Get out of your own way. A lot of times we move too fast because I want this to happen now. I want it to happen now. I don't know why this is happening. Oh God, my bank account is just steady depleting because you're in your own way. I had to learn that as well. I closed some businesses and I said, the businesses did what it did for me and I'm eternally grateful. But sometimes you have to let go and walk in your divine purpose. Sometimes that's not your purpose. If you're struggling right now to get rid of inventory, don't buy no more inventory. Get out of your own way. Get out of your own way. That's not your calling. Right? That's not your calling. Let's make sense of the situations. Ask yourself, do I want to be doing this at 50 and 60? Would I want to be doing this at 80? Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Get out of your own way. Second step. And I say second step, and I know I'm calling out a whole bunch of things because this is a process. Getting to know God, getting to know who you really are is a process. It can't be rushed. It took me a year and some change. And for some people longer than that. It cannot be rushed. And if you're rushing it, it's not sincere. It's not honest. And it's not pure. Healing, fasting, and cleansing. A word. I see so many people get out of a relationship and get in another. I'm not here to judge because it's not that I don't want to say you're not confused because you may be. But I'm that person that's going to pray for you. I'm that person who's going to tell you, heal. Some broken hearts can't be healed. That's honest. Some broken hearts cannot be healed. We just learn to live with it. Some can. But in order for you to love someone, you got to first love yourself. Heal, sister. Heal, brother. You got to heal. You can't just be jumping from one entity, and I call them entity because people hold energy. One entity to the next, and you're not healing. Now you got all this energy in your body. You're upset, you're angry, you're mad every day. You don't know what to do with it because you need to release that. Heal. Release all that energy. Release other people's energy that you've taken in. Release that. Fast. Nobody's telling you to starve fast. It's easy for me. I get up in the morning, I skip breakfast, and I don't eat until about 1 o'clock. Nobody said you gotta, but learn how to fast. Sometimes you can stop eating at a certain time in the day, in the middle of the day, and just go the rest of the night, whatever, without, you know, eating. But fasting isn't just eating. Fasting is praying. Fasting is meditating. Fasting is claiming. Fasting is declaring. Baby, you got to know. You have to know God. It's a difference in knowing God and knowing of God. It's a difference. But when you start to fast, you get to know God. Most importantly, you get to know yourself. God will show you sides of yourself you didn't even know you existed. 33 years old, me, just now getting to learn me. Because I was always there for others. I was moving fast, grew up quickly. And I never got to know myself. And I got to know myself now. And I'm shocked. I'm amazed at who I really am. Now I want to go back and hug those people who saw who I was supposed to be from the beginning and didn't understand why this girl's so crazy. Fast, cleansing. A lot of you was like, well, Lisa, if I'm healing, if I'm fasting, I'm cleansing. No, you're not. Cleansing, in my definition, and this is my definition, it can mean whatever it can mean to other people. Cleansing is being secluded for a while. Cut everybody off. They call you, talk to them for a little bit. That's just it. Mingling in the streets? No. You want to go out to eat? I can't do it today. Cleanse. When you're cleansing and you're staying away from people, you're no longer taking in other people's energy. You're no longer taking in other people's problems. You're cleansing. One of the key things to making changes, one of the key things to being focused in life is having a sound mind. When your mind is clear, when your heart is clear, you're able to think. And we can't do anything in this world without thinking. We have to think. Thinking, being able to stop and think helps you make the right choices. It helps you develop that core to say no to people and mean it, stand on it, and don't feel bad about it. Don't feel bad about saying no. That's what cleansing does. I love that about myself. I love that I cleansed. I love that I'm now considered a woman. Some of us are little girls stuck in a woman's body. Get out of that. That's why some people are going backwards in life. Some people are going backwards because they haven't cleansed. They don't have a sound mind. They don't understand that I need to be the example. I've had my time. I've had my 20s. Now it's time to step into being a woman. Now it's time to evolve. Right? That's testimony. Who doesn't want to grow up and say, I evolved? I'm actually a woman, not because of my age, but I am a woman. My character, my well-being, my sound mind, my ability to know God and speak about God and not worried about what people are talking about, what people are saying about me. I'm a woman. And for some of you who don't feel this, for some of you feel like, oh, my friends are going to say, you already off track. Nobody cares what people got to say. I had to learn that too. Nobody cares. You can get on here right now and pinpoint something you don't like about me or something you don't like about what I say, but nobody cares. That's between you and God. Me and God already, we done had our talk. Nobody cares. You shouldn't care because this is who you are. You should walk in your divine purpose. Stand tall. Put your shoulders back. You're a woman. You are a woman. Become a woman. And I've already touched bases on meditating, but that is a part of what healing is you want to start creating positive affirmations about yourself. Speak positive over yourself. I don't have to go into depth with that. Just speak positive over yourself. Claim those things that you really want, that you desire. Put in the work. That's what a lot of people lack. They don't put in the work. You have to put in the work. Do your part. God sees all. He knows all. He knows what's going on. You don't have to get on your knees and tell God your bill late. He know. But you got to put in the work. God doesn't send money from the sky, baby. You got to go to work. You got to eliminate some of that debt. You got to say, hey, I don't need this today. I'm going to go home and cook. I don't need this new dress because I'm cleansing anyway. I ain't going outside. You don't need it. Put in the work. Pray. Stop asking God for stuff all the time and thank God for what you already have. It's a process. You're ungrateful for always asking, but you're not thanking God for what you already have. Somebody somewhere would want to be you. They would want to be in your shoes. They want that hot water, that roof over their head. They want to be able to walk with both legs, be able to hug somebody with both arms. They want to be able to walk and say, oh God, I don't have cancer today. They want to be able to say, oh God, I don't have to shoot myself with a little bit of insulin today. Somebody somewhere will want to be you. Thank God for where you are today. Thank Him. Third step, should I say steps at this point? Humble yourself. A lot of people don't realize that what is given can be taken away. What is given can be taken away without warning. Without warning. Humble yourself. Don't get so high on your pedestal to where you're looking down at what somebody else is doing. Baby, you used to do that too. You used to scam, steal, lie, cheat. You used to whore around too. Humble yourself. Stop judging people in their situations. Learn how to pray for your sister. Learn how to pray for your brother. And when I say sister, I mean everybody. Whatever woman is in your life, learn how to pray for them. Same when I say brother. Stop judging people so much. You know how many churches I've been to where people are judgmental? They're sitting in the congregation judging us. They're asking, why can't we get more of your generation in the church? Because you're judgmental. Don't judge us because you had a past. You had to find your path. You know, humble yourself. And and for those of you who call yourself pastors, who say you're in the ministry and you lack love, you need more prayer than we can give, baby. Because you yourself need to go cleanse, heal, fast before you can get behind the pulpit and give a word. We've talked about retrieving. I'm going to shed a little bit more light on retrieving. When it's time to retrieve your blessings, you got to be ready. When I say ready, you got to be ready. You done cut everybody off. You done healed. You done cleansed. You done fast. You done meditate. You got to know God. You got to know yourself. You got to be ready. You got a clear, sound mind. He knows when you're ready. You don't have to tell him that. He knows when you're ready. It's always on God's timing. Again, you're not writing this movie. You're not directing this movie. Move out of your own way. Let God do what He is here to do. Be ready to retrieve your blessings. And I put it back into the third step because you got to be ready. But in the third step, when everything has been done, you're getting ready. You're getting ready. Live right, do right, and be right. These are three different things. When you live right, you're living righteous. Nobody says, You got to walk around with this and say, I'm living like this. Because a lot of us, to be honest, we don't even understand what's going on in here yet. Living right means you as an adult know what's right and wrong. You know when you're snaking somebody. Live right. Be man enough, be woman enough to say, you know what, that wasn't right of me. I shouldn't have done that. I don't need to do that. Let me go back and apologize. Calling somebody and say, I was wrong. That's accountability. I was wrong. Do right. Do right by people. Do right by people. You know, all of this setting people up, getting people killed, stealing from your own, all this craziness, do right by people. If you're living right, you should be doing right. And the last one, be right. A lot of you was like, well, that's all the same. No, it's not. It's not. Because me, I'm a be right. And that can go so many ways, so don't let it fly over your head. Be right in everything that you do. Be right in the things that you say. Be right in the things that you quote. Be right in the things that you preach. Because they always say practice what you preach. But you can't tell somebody not to do something and then you go do it. Be right. Be right from the begin with. Because a person who can't be right, what are they? They're not doing right. And if they're not doing right, then my God, guess what? They're not living right. It all has to coincide. It has to go together. You can't do one without and not do the others. It has to go together. Be right. Stop saying you're this and you're that and you lack all that love. You got all that hate in your body, your mouth balled up and you don't want to speak to people. You're walking around looking crazy. Be right. Be right. Who cares what somebody did yesterday? Forgive them people and move on. Be right. Forgiveness is a part of being right. Because you first have to live right within yourself. Do right within yourself. Be right within yourself. A lot of you are making bad choices right now, health wise. And don't equate, when I say health, I'm not talking about size. Be right within yourself. Live right. Do right for your body. If the doctor said you can't have liquor because this liquor don't go with this blood pressure medicine, then put it down. Why create more problems for yourself? Why? Last but not least, when you have done all these steps, when everything is finalized, when you have released, when you have retrieved, you're able to replenish and enjoy life. You're going to see life so differently when you begin to walk with God. Your life is going to be so different. You can walk through a crowd of people, and the only thing you're going to see is what's ahead of you. Not what's over here, not what's over there, what's ahead of you, what's meant for you. But when you release, when you retrieve, you're going to understand. You're going to understand. Don't be afraid to let people go. Don't be afraid to heal. Don't be afraid to fast. Don't be afraid to cleanse. You ain't missing nothing out there. There's nothing out there already. You don't clubbed. Nobody's saying you can never do that again. Nobody's saying you can't two-step. You can go two-step, but it's not time. Cleanse. And when you start to cleanse and fast and follow these steps, you're going to say, you know what? The heck with that two-step. It's not even important no more. Because in reality, it really isn't. There's more to life. Way more. And I'm going to leave you guys with the scripture. Psalms 46 chapter, 10th verse. Be still and know that I am God. It says it all right there. Move out of your own way. Let God do what is meant to be done. Let him direct your movie. I want to hear someone come back to me later on. Don't have to be now, but I want somebody to come back and say, Jaleesa, you know what? I'm on the next episode. And I can't wait for somebody to say, you know what? We on a new season. Yeah, a word. We're on a new season, baby. When you get there, you will understand. For those of you who don't understand what I'm saying right now, when you feel like, oh God, she's just babbling and babbling. But those of you who don't understand, you're not there yet. And it's okay. It's okay. I'm learning. You're learning. We're going to get there together. I'm going to help you get there. It's okay. Till next time.